live at Chicago Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. The Chicago Bulls hosting the Washington Bullets. Hello again, everyone. I'm Charlie Neal, along with Bill Russell. Fifth meeting of the year between these two teams. The series is tied at 2 games apiece.
It's a little more than Michael Jordan, but they have not made sufficient progress to be a real tough playoff team because not enough guys have, their games have not come forward enough to carry them through the playoffs, so that they're going to have to really have a miracle if they're going to advance past the first round of playoffs.
Okay, it should be an exciting game. Always is when these two teams get together. The Bullets against the Bulls in just a moment. Charlie Neal and Bill Russell back here at Chicago Stadium. The lineups for tonight's game for the Washington Bullets. Terry Catledge, who did not practice yesterday because of a swollen knee, and it was kind of questionable as whether he was going to play or not tonight, will start at his normal forward spot along with Jay Vincent. Moses Malone will get his first start since being on the injured list. He's been back. This will be the 3rd game that he's returned to the lineup, and this will be his first start since coming back. Enos Watley and Jeff Malone in the backcourt as far as the Washington Bullets are concerned as you look at Kevin Lockery in his 15th year in the NBA. Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bulls, we have Eugene Banks along with Charles Oakley up front. Corzine will be in the middle. John Paxson and Michael Jordan are the guards, and of course Doug Williams, I should say Doug Collins, is the head coach. And there's the team's record in his first year as head coach, and he's done a great job with this young team.
Yes, he's done. They've made a lot of progress, as I said in the opening. Though there are a couple of guys that here's the Eastern Conference standing. There are a couple of guys that should have made a little more progress, and what I mean by that is Michael Jordan is a dominant force. The way you approach him as a teammate is very important. Because Michael Jordan's an excellent passer, although I wish he'd passed a little more on his feet instead of in the air. And he's a good defensive player. And he's a team player. He came from a very fine program in North Carolina. And they won the NCAA championship. Well, see, he can help because teams are double teaming him. They're finding ways to try to contain him. If they contain him, that means someone else is open. And the Bulls have not taken full advantage of that, as I think, as they probably could have or should have.
And Jordan driving the baseline has it kicked away as the Bulls control the opening tap. Jack Neese and Hugh Hollins are officials for tonight's game. Kevin Lockery, 45% winning percentage. And from long range, Michael Jordan hits it to 2-pointer, and the Bulls take a 2-0 lead as he drove the lane. Outlet, here's Michael Jordan going one-on-one over Watley, and it's 4-0 Chicago.
Michael Jordan, anyone on the run and open court is a mismatch.
3 from the field goal.
Now the double teaming, so that means someone's open.
Oakley, baseline.
Made him pay for it.
6-0 run.
See, because Michael Jordan is the type of passer that can pass not to get rid of the ball, just to get rid of the ball, but to make a play. And it's important to have a guy that has the ball that much to be able to make a pass to make a play.
Moses double team. Corzine on one side, Paxson on the other, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Moses worked against Dallas last Saturday. He had 26 points. That was his 2nd game back. He had 23 in his first return in a game that they beat the Celtics at the Cap Center.
He's got a lot of nerve.
So Moses will go to the free throw line. He's the team's leading scorer. Jeff Malone is the 2nd leading scorer. Moses at the free throw line, shooting 82%, almost 83%. And he misses. Jordan gets the rebound. And it remains 6-2. Banks. Jordan. Baseline, turn around, and he is fouled by Jeff Malone.
If you realize how easy he can make the game for you, because there's so much attention paid to him that your man is almost never gives you full attention, and you take advantage of that, he can be a tremendous help. But if you have any resentment to his notoriety, we'll say, or that the fact that he shoots quite a bit, shoots a lot, then with that attitude, he won't be of much help to you. But if you accept the help, he can be a tremendous asset, and this could be a real good basketball team.
Michael has 6 of his team's 8 points. Michael Jordan has it on the right side. He's going one-on-one, a little shake and bake, gets it inside the Banks, back out to Paxson. There he goes. He took the running left-hander that wouldn't fall for him. It stayed up there long enough.
1 for 14, Jeff Malone did.
He has not had great shooting as of late, as Moses works hard for two. With 8:35 left in the first quarter. Jeff Malone against Oakley. And he puts up the left-hander. Oakley turns around. Moses grabs the rebound.
And a good outlet pass by Moses.
Watley, as far as the assist is concerned, picks up one right there to Jeff Malone.
And the key to that play was a good outlet pass that Moses had. After he got the rebound, he got the ball to the point guard on the move, and that's why Malone was wide open.
Watley holds 5 minutes left here, first quarter.
But that's the traffic he was directing will not break the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, I can tell you that.
Jeff Malone, tough shot over Jordan.
You know, a lot of guys like Jeff Malone, who's a real good player, and gets in a one-on-one with Jordan, a lot of times will make him play much better. Because he wants to show people that Mike's not the only player out there.
Jeff Malone trying to heat it up. He has hit 3 in a row, and he missed on that one. Paxson, good pass to Jordan. Moses with the block. Moses with the rebound. No foul. A lot of bodies flying, though. Jay Vincent.
Left hand, right hand, whatever.
No good. Moses Malone with the rebound. Now the Bullets first quarter. Kevin Lockery has to be concerned, as we talked about earlier. Court on Fire was winning everything that they did on the road as Michael Jordan goes along the baseline there to give the Bulls a 14-12 lead.
Time it right and rotate properly. You should not leave a guy open. If the guy that leaves open should be at least 2 passes away, not like 1 pass away like we've done in the last situation.
Moses Malone over Corzine, and he hits the jumper. And it's going to be Bullets ball. Moses upset with Hugh Hollins, the official. He thought he should have picked up a foul on that.
See, just because I got hit a couple times? But Moses knows he's just trying to get a little help for the next time, because, you know, on the road, you don't get that on the road. That is an interesting picture. But they've had quite a few more hurt there.
Jeff Malone with that last basket, and it's tied at 16 apiece.
See, there are some nights, no matter how good you are, you should foul out. Because if you're playing the team defense, it's sometimes going to call for a foul, and you have to be the guy to give it.
With the rebound to Oakley. Back to Jordan. Yes. What a play.
Outstanding pass.
12 points for Jordan.
Well, that's 250-pound point guard.
Who's been directing traffic today. And everything. Jeff Malone working against Jordan. Pulls up, and he's fouled. Michael says, I didn't touch you. And the crowd reacts to Michael's reaction. Let's watch the Jordan play again.
Great athletic achievement on both players' part.
Jeff Malone at the free throw line with his 9th point of the night. Jeff shooting 87% from the line. Second shot good, and it's 20-18.
Maybe this is the team that pulled him out of the shooting slump.
Against the Bulls. Michael Jordan offline.
Got to be on Jay Vincent.
He's the only one out there.
Yep.
So the ghost got him.
And he's the guy with his palms up. We know he's not innocent.
Charles Jones now will come in and spell Catledge for the Washington Bullets. Substitution, the first one for Kevin Lockery. Michael Jordan at the free throw line with 12 points.
Looks like it could be a long night for the Bullets backcourt, the way he's off to the start. And normally he's a better player in the second half than he is the first half.
That's what they need, some more ammunition, right? So Michael hits both free throws, and it's a 4-point lead again for the Bulls, 22-18, 3:20. Alley-oop, yes. I don't even have to tell you who it was.
That sort of speaks for itself.
It certainly does. Timeout, Bullets. 6-point lead for the Bulls. 2:53 left first quarter. We'll be back. 24-20. Sellers Sellers battling Charles Jones, and he can't get it to fall, but Corzine gets it back out to Oakley.
And that was an outstanding pass that Michael Jordan made to Sellers. He didn't come up with anything. He didn't come up with an assist, but that was a good pass.
Baseline, foul, won't fall. And Manute Bol is going to check in with 49 seconds left. He had quite a show against the Boston Celtics.
And against Atlanta.
Last Friday.
Last Wednesday against Atlanta, he had 8 block shots, and against Boston, he had 12.
Jay Vincent against Sellers and Corzine, and puts it up between both of them for 2.
Well, actually, he gets it a lot better than he used to. I'll tell you one thing, he can block shots.
Michael Adams in the lineup now at the guard spot. Vincent from way outside, and he hits it. Sedale 3 to Jordan. Jordan working against Charles Jones.
Mismatch. Definitely a mismatch out in the corner.
How would you make, and you know, this may be a moot point, but everybody says Michael Jordan does it all. How would you make him a more productive player?
Well, when they double team, I would have plays set up that would be the start of the play, the double team. When the other team double teams, that would set the play in motion. And that way, he would get a lot more assists. Plus, he would make a right to me.
We got it. They forgot you retired.
That's right. Got bad hands now. Bad hands. I would make that the start of the play, and a lot of times he would pass. That would not get the assist, but the next pass would be an assist. But the way he's playing now, he has to play that way because the way the team's playing.
With the team that you see in there now, there are no set plays run by the Washington Bullets. They just set up something. That's exactly what they do. And they just saw Darwin Cook pick up a basket there.
Not a good shot.
Loose ball foul. Darwin Cook picks it up. Banks over to Oakley. Baseline over Manute. No. And here's Mike Adams. All alone. Freelance and all. And the Bullets take a 34-31 lead. Oakley walked.
And that's a intimidation by Bol.
That stops a lot of signifying, doesn't it?
Well, Brad Sellers shows potential.
Around the NBA. Tonight they have a special feature. Tom Chambers, this year's All-Star Game MVP. That's coming up at halftime.
Well, Charlie, got you out to see you out here with us working steps, huh?
Yeah. It's always fun. Always fun to come out, and especially working with you.
And see what the poor folk are doing.
Michael Jordan back in the lineup for the Chicago Bulls. Now they've got Moses and Manute in the lineup, along with John Williams and Jeff Malone and Mike
Adams. That makes
Adams.
for a tall team.
This is going to be interesting.
Even with Michael Adams out there, it's a tall team. Can't bring them down that much.
Would you like to play forward in your day?
No.
Why?
I was too good a center to be playing forward.
Jordan hits it and has a chance for the three-point play. But would you have liked to play it?
No. It never occurred to me to play anything but center. It didn't make sense to play anything else. Why would you take a guy like Michael Jordan and say, okay, now you're a great guard. We're going to make you play center.
So you were a great center. So you stayed there.
Yes.
That's the best reason I've heard. 40-34. With 5.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Beat the Celtics.
9-point lead for the Bulls, their biggest lead.
Good steal by Michael Jordan. He really anticipated that.
Jordan goes inside. Foul. It won't fall. Michael. 19 points so far.
Well, this is a team that's been holding him down at 23.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
so he says,
maybe
well,
he won't score in the second half.
Maybe I'll get it the first half and then see what we can come up with.
He has 20 points. He is 6 of 6 at the free throw line.
And almost 5 minutes left to see if he can add to the total.
7 of 7 at the line.
Paid away from Cleveland, I believe, for Lee.
We'll be back. 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, only on the Superstation this weekend. Nick will be live from Las Vegas to preview the upcoming fight next Monday between, say, Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
A 7-footer outside, you got to take him to the inside. You can't. Good play by Michael Jordan.
I even got it off. He was bumped and everything else. And
See,
he's still
Jeff
first team.
Malone
3 years he made that. That was like 80, 82, and 83. Brad Sellers hits 1 of 2, 50-36. 14-point lead by the Chicago Bulls with 2.5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Jeff Malone finally finds the mark. 50-38. Jordan spinning back to Sellers. Sellers puts it up. Good. Malone, Moses battles for the rebound. Scoops it up. And Oakley tips it away from round field. Jordan to Banks. What a play.
And that's what I'm talking about. And when I say Michael Jordan's an excellent passer, he's made a couple of real good passes that they'll be charted as assists. But he makes a lot of good passes that another pass is required. And you don't get that won't get charted, but like I said, he can be very effective.
Play by Michael Jordan. He couldn't control it, and he knew he couldn't as far as making a good move. So he saw Gene Banks coming, he gave it to him. Jordan for 2 more. So he's doing it all tonight. And you know, he does a pretty good job on defense. He's among the, I think, believe he leads his team in steals. So he doesn't just play offense. Jeff Malone, yes, he's hit 3 straight. 50. Jordan on the floor. The foul will be against Charles Jones.
You know, they switch. When there's a pick, they switch. And they might be better off not to switch because they create a terrible mismatch when you put Charles Jones on Michael Jordan 15 feet from the basket.
Well, he has his 23 points he's averaged against the Bullets tonight. Now he's trying to increase that.
And he's now 8 for 8 from the foul line.
Perfect at the line. Corzine coming back in. Brad Sellers, who's done a good job for
excellent
the Bulls coming off the bench, goes to the sideline. So Corzine will come in. Charles Jones with 4 fouls sits down for the Washington Bullets. Jordan 9 for 9 at the line. 58-42. 16-point lead. 35 seconds remaining. Jeff Malone.
Now that was a
airball. Technical foul has just been charged to the assistant coach of the Washington Bullets.
Well, that's the way the coach is supposed to do it. If somebody's going to get a technical, let the assistant coaches get there. Let them earn their money.
Bill Blair. Well, he was up and yelling at Hugh Hollins, and Hugh told him to sit down, and he kept yelling, so he got hit.
Do you think he got his money's worth?
He did. I hope so. He sat down, I'll tell you that.
That sort of takes the
sting out of you.
It makes your knees a little wobbly when you get that first team problem.
And they're playing
they're all injuries.
They're all injuries. Bob Neal and John McLaughlin.
We listened to Rick Barry last Halloween when he came disguised as a basketball prognosticator. I guess we probably already know. Rick, you ready to see how you fared as we go back into the past now?
Well, I guess so, because I don't think you're really going to give me a choice, Paul.
I'm not giving you a choice. That's why we pay you the big bucks to come out here and do this.
Of course, they haven't made it there yet. They still have a real battle with Detroit going on. But the reason that I really like this ball club was because of Mike Fratello. He's a fine, outstanding coach. Milwaukee would be right there. However, they had problems with Sidney Moncrief and injuries. The biggest surprise, however, has got to be Chicago in the league. Credit Doug Collins with a fantastic job. Michael Jordan has carried him.
Valvoline presents another special play in the NBA.
The Bulls' Michael Jordan gets flight clearance and takes to the air. The results, another happy landing. It's a lot for halftime. How many is he going to score?
It's hard to say, Paul, how many he's
taking advantage of the fact that the Bullets are concentrating their defenses on Michael Jordan when he's in the game. They can sustain the lead. Moses tonight is playing like a Timex. He's taking his whipping and keeping on ticking. He's taking a whipping. There's no doubt about it.
Jay Murphy, a man who hasn't played in but 19 games this year for the Bullets, is starting the second half. Michael Jordan is fouled. So a change in the starting lineup for the second half. I don't know if Catlett suffered a problem with his knee.
Well, he was
half.
a little doubtful the first half.
He was.
Yes, maybe he didn't want to get more than 26 against these guys.
There's you see the foul situation. Charlie Jones with 4, Jay Vincent with 3, Jeff with 2, 3 players with 1 on Chicago. Nobody in foul trouble for the Bulls. Michael hits 1 of 2, and it's a 60-42 lead also from Michigan State. Moses, yes. So Moses hits his first points since the first quarter. This is Murphy for 3. Nope, for 2. He was inside the 3-point range. Jay Murphy, where's he been all year, huh?
Unusually see a left-hander shooting this far away.
Jordan, turnaround. But 2 of Chicago's turnovers were by Charles Oakley, as Jeff Malone hits that shot. You talk about left-handers. What type of problem does that pose for you defensively, going against a left-handed shooter? Because the majority of the players are right-handed.
Well, defensively, a left-handed player doesn't. It has a when he's defending a right-handed player, he has about a 4-inch height reach advantage right there because he doesn't have to reach across the body.
Timeout on the Charlie Neal along with Bill Russell back here. Jordan, baseline. Yes, 66-52. That's kind of a deceiving graphic, not the one that you're looking at, what you just said. As we look at the field goal percentage by quarters, Jeff Malone again with another bucket for the Washington Bullets. 7.5 minutes remaining third quarter.
Turning his palms up to say, like, why me? That's usually the guy that just pops somebody pretty good.
Jordan against Vincent. Inside. And no basket. 3-second violation. Gene Banks stood in there a little bit too long.
A good play, even if they call 3 seconds. Because it's something that they should make.
Jordan out high. Good pick. And it's going to be offensive foul on Corzine.
Well, not quite a good pick.
Well,
he only moved it about a half a yard. And when you're big as him,
that's the 4th on Corzine. Banks. Bounce pass to Jordan. Misses. Moses grabs the rebound. Here's Mike Adams to Jeff Malone. Off to Jay Vincent. And it's on the pass off. They're going to call an offensive foul on Jeff Malone. Said he ran over somebody.
And that's illegal on the court as well as on the highways.
Just managed to stay in bounds. Paxson. Swarming defense. As the left side. Pulls it right. Jumps it. No good. Off the mark. Sellers with Paxson. Pulls up over Adams. No good. Manute with the rebound. No good. 4 seconds. Jordan pushed from behind and scores. With 2 seconds remaining. And Mike Adams almost hit at the other end. So as we go into the third and in 3 quarters of play here at Chicago Stadium, it's a 19-point lead for the Chicago Bulls, 79-60. Career high 26 against the Bucks. That was March of '86. Gene Banks to Sellers. Sellers to Jordan. Jordan working against Darwin Cook. Pulls up and he's fouled by Cook.
Now Cook is looking at the referee like saying, why'd you call that?
He didn't do a thing.
He didn't bleed.
Darwin Cook coming to the Bullets from the Nets in exchange for the Bullets not drafting Pearl Washington. It's one of those agreement type things. You don't. Jordan makes 1 of 2. 80-60. 20-point lead by the Chicago Bulls. Jordan uses that offense.
Reminds you of Oscar Robertson.
When he goes in.
Yes. He used that to protect the ball. Oscar used it as a club.
Big difference. Don't get in the way. Gene Banks inside to Jordan to Oakley. 82-60. Kevin Lockery and his Bullets. Chicago for the 6th, 7th, and 8th Eastern Conference playoff spots. Dale Threet comes in. Michael Jordan goes to the bench. Dale Threet acquired
by Williams again. And both times he's taken steps on that play, he's been moving sideways.
36 points for Michael.
One below his average.
Yes. And still 8.5 minutes to go in the game.
And I was sitting there hoping the guys let these other guys back in the game so he doesn't come back in.
Drawing his position. Gene Banks stays outside. He will intimidate you, won't he?
Yes, knocks it out.
Knocks it away. 7:40 remaining.
As Banks stood in the corner, looked at the ball, looked at the basket, you can see the wheels turning inside his head. Fred. Now, what am I going to do now? Well, I guess I'll have to pass.
Gene Banks out of Manute. Oh! He didn't even leave the floor, did he?
A little bit. Showing off.
That was in the second quarter. For Sellers. Off the bench. Manute. Hook. Crowd's even behind him right now. So the Bullets will find their record falling to 36-35. There will remain one game over 500, while the Bulls break 500 and go on top. 37-36 to go. And that's going to be the end of this one from Chicago Stadium. And there's still a second left on the clock, believe it or not. 101-75 as Darwin Cook got that last basket. And that's going to do it. 101-75 is the final. We'll be back with the Miller Lite player of the game right after this. The Bulls win it over the Bullets.